Hi guys, my name is Reema Chitalia and I am the founder of EduFit. In this video, we are going to discuss in detail about the ACT or the American College Test. So, let's get started. Well, ACT, as I just mentioned, stands for American College Test and was introduced in the year 1964. ACT started off as a military test and was eventually accepted commonly into admissions for a very long time. ACT has four major sections: English writing, mathematics, English reading, and science. The very first section is the English or the writing section. It has 75 questions and 45 minutes. The second section is the math section and it has 60 questions and you have to attempt it in 60 minutes. The third section is the reading section and it has 40 questions and you have to finish that off in 35 minutes. And the fourth section is the science section and it has also 40 questions and you have to finish it in 35 minutes. Traditionally speaking, ACT is relatively easier on the English part of it as compared to the SAT. Which is why you'll see a lot of students of late thinking that you should go and take the ACT. But there's one factor that you need to take in account for. ACT is an extremely time-challenging test. Most of the times, by the time you're done with the ACT, you might find yourself thinking, oh my God, is this good enough? Am I going to finish this up? So if you're good at beating times and getting things done in the right amount of time, ACT is the test for you. In the very first section, which is the English section, you have about 75 questions, and this is very similar to the section 2 of the SAT. You're basically tested on your grammar rules, punctuations, and sentence coherence. The second section is the math section, and you have 60 questions. The only difference between the math section here on the ACT and that on the SAT is on the SAT you might get a non-calculator and a calculator section, but on the ACT it's only calculator, and problems could be longer but probably to some extent easier. Third section is the reading section, which coincides with the first section of the SAT. The reading or the language of the reading section is relatively a lot easier as compared to the SAT. Here you have 4 passages, there you have 5 passages. And last but not least is the science section. Science will require you to have some amount of knowledge of science, but more or less it's graph and statistics. If you know how to read graphs, you're good to go. Domestically, meaning in the United States of America, ACT is still paper and pen based, but internationally across the world, ACT has transitioned to being a computerized test. ACT also has an optional essay, which I suggest you should take it, but it's graded separately as compared to the total points on the ACT. The total points on the ACT, which brings me to this topic, is 36. You are rated out of 36 in each of this section and your score is averaged to get you that final score which is required for the ACT. Other than that, it's relatively easier to get a 36 on 36 on the ACT as compared to a 1600 on 1600 on the SAT. SAT is more accepted in across the world besides the US. With ACT, you are only privy to US colleges. As usual, it's a test optional here, but feel free to take it if you can. Remember, don't try to be the jack of both the trades because it's not going to work out. Make sure you pick one and you practice accordingly and you get the score you like, and I'm sure you will get into the university of your choice. This is Reema signing off. This is it for the ACT, and let me know if you'd like to know some tricks and tips of actually solving stuff, and I would be more than happy to help you with that. Alright, take care, bye-bye, and of course, like, share and subscribe.